That was super corny.
Oh yeah, it was.
But that give you some inspo for what y'all about to do now. All right.
Okay.
No cussing.
Okay.
What it do, Panther crew? My name is Jamarion, and I'm here with my two co-hosts,
Me, Therrell.
Jarrell Fudge.
and today we're bringing you another Panther podcast with one of our favorite teachers at Therrell High School. Introduce yourself.
First of all, I would like I got to tell people who I am. Hi, I'm Miss Stephanie Jones, Senora Jones, Maestra, lo que sea.
Oh! She is our senior resident.
He's about to make some stuff up. I'm just a regular old Spanish
She's our
teacher.
senior resident Spanish teacher. How long have you been teaching Spanish? Here?
Ooh, here, not as long as I've been teaching. I've been teaching here, I think this is year 4. But I've been teaching Spanish for 20 years. So I've been teaching since I was 6 years old.
Wow.
How long have you been teaching?
For 20 years.
Oh, the
since
same
I was
amount of
6
time.
years old.
Okay.
Yeah. Six.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
trying to...
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
4 years here.
Yes. She do.
Oh, no. No, you
I don't know.
He graduated 2019. Yeah, you weren't.
Yeah,
no,
that was
I hadn't come yet. Yeah.
Well, we're going to ask you a few questions, get to know you, your output, your, outlook out there. My fault.
Input, but outlook.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Starting off with you?
A couple weeks ago, it was, I think Dr. Taylor came in and said something about renaming the school. And I wanted to know, like, what would you think would have happened if it did happen?
Well, first, how did you feel about
Yeah,
it?
how did you feel about it first?
I honestly don't have any feelings one way versus the other. I like to think of myself as a diplomat, so I can kind of see both sides of a coin. I can see the heads and the tail sides of the coin. And so this is yet another issue where I think there are two sides to this. And I don't think that one side is more right than the other or one side is more wrong than the other. What I think it's going to ultimately boil down to is communication and people or entities having conversations, being very much open-minded about both sides, right, and also having points. Both sides, I think, to that argument have to present with, valid points. But it will be interesting to see how that plays out.
So like a Republican, Democratic type situation.
Sure. Republican, Democratic, red, blue.
Left, right?
Right. Offense, defense. I mean, like either of those. I don't think there's a necessarily a right or wrong per se, but each side would have to present with, like I said, valid points. I don't think it could be just whimsical, like, oh, today I just feel like it should be Therrell, or, oh, today I just feel like it should be Transparent University. I mean, like, there should be some reasoning, some rationale to both sides. And it'd be interesting to see who this is ultimately presented to and what their outlook might be and how they would determine whether it stays the same or it changes.
I agree.
I feel like we should keep the name as is. Therrell has made a name for itself in the past couple of years, especially back then when there was a whole bunch of rivalry between schools going on. I feel like Therrell, the name Therrell just has a lot of history behind it. And I don't feel like we should just get rid of it that easy, you know?
So I don't really care if they change the name. I would prefer it to stay the same. But if they do like end up changing it, it's like it's not the biggest deal.
I feel like personally they should keep it, but like I do understand like other people's viewpoints. Some may say they were ignorant and new to the school, like the ninth graders mostly agreeing with changing the name, but I feel like it should stay the same. It causes less confusion. This school has a legacy. A lot of people gone here in the past, and I feel like they would be very upset if their school name changed. And there's a lot of pride in there.
Yeah, I don't even, like, what's the reasoning behind changing that name? I don't even...
So what I've been presented with is that while there is legacy and there's positive image and legacy associated with the name Therrell, there have been times where outside associations or outside entities look at Therrell and say not necessarily the best things about it. And so there's a belief that by changing the name, you can change perspective and perceptions of others outside of the community, and also kind of start afresh. And that's one, like I said, that's one side that I've heard as to why the name changed. I haven't heard very many different sides. But it was only brought to me, by one entity. So I didn't have the privilege of being in front of a student body and saying this to the student body, or having the student body come and communicate, hey, this is how I feel about the situation. So, and I think there are a large percentage of our student body who actually believe, maybe we should change it. But I don't know if they've had the counter argument or the rebuttal presented to them. So like I said, it'll be really interesting to see if we actually sat and put all of the things on the table and said, this is what I believe, and this is what I believe, and here is my data to back it up, and here's my data to back it up. Be interesting to see if some of the yays would swing to a nay, and some of the nays might swing to a yay.
Right. Like a debate.
Like an official debate. Yes, like an official debate.
I'm cool. I'm really not, but, they could change the name as long as I'm gone. Like,
Yeah, after I leave, I don't care.
After 2026, they got it.
Yes, their problem.
So what if a couple of things that came to my mind. Let me start with the latter, which is based off of what you guys just said, which is after I leave, it doesn't matter. Why do you feel that way? And there's a reason I'm asking this question, because I think it leads to possibly why some people feel like, oh, well, it won't matter if we change the name. So why wouldn't it matter after you graduate?
It wouldn't matter after I graduate, because whatever happened with Therrell, I was there when it was Therrell, when it happened in Therrell, not when it happened in Madam C.J. Walker High School or whatever they finna change the name to. I feel like the legacy comes with me instead of, the legacy transferring to Madam C.J. Walker. Is that the name of the church?
I have no clue. I don't know that they've even determined a possible name. I think the question right now is to change or to stay the same. And I think if the decision goes with changing, then there's the question of, well, change to what? But I don't think that there has been an official name proposed as of right now. But I want to hear from your colleagues.
The reason why I say it doesn't matter for me after I leave is because, when they do change the name, they're going to have to change a lot of things.
Yeah.
And when Panther Records is not going to be Panther Records anymore.
Oh, man.
And we're gonna have to basically refound our organization. But compared to like football teams and the band and other stuff like that, I feel like they got it worse because they got to change their whole uniform. And, the name change, maybe the mascot. So, yeah, that'll be pretty bad for us.
So what if the mascot doesn't change? So you may not still have, well, you should still have Panther records if the name changes, but the mascot doesn't. So we'll just use what Jamarian said. Madam C.J. Walker, if we call it Walker High School for lack of better terms or to abbreviate, then it still could be the Walker Panthers. That sounds funny. The Walker Panthers.
That just sounds so bad.
That's only because it's new.
Like, because who's intimidated of the Walker Panthers?
Panthers that walk.
What?
Like, beware of the Panthers that walk. I mean, I feel like you kind of feel that way because it's new. I think, which kind of goes to my latter point, but I want to hear Therrell. I want to hear your side.
So Therrell is like a home to me. You know, it's comfortable having it as Therrell because you walk down the halls and, you know, you see people. You see a lot of people that you've seen before. You might not exactly know them, but it's like people in your neighborhood where, like, you go around the neighborhood, you don't know these people, but you see them. And I understand, like, changing the name won't change that, but I just like saying I go to Therrell.
Right. So my question is, if they did change, you said, like, your colleagues, it would... So, like, change it after you graduate. Why after? Or what would change about changing it afterwards?
Because I just don't go here no more. But, like...
yeah, that's the real reason.
Even if they change it now, like, I would prefer it to stay Therrell, but if they change it, it's not, like, the biggest deal. It's, to me, personally, it's just a name. Like, I'm not a sports athlete or nothing like that, so, like...
So can I give you something to think about? Mm-hmm. And there was a reason for that question. So the reason I asked you that question is because what if the argument or part of the argument for changing is Therrell doesn't have a legacy per se? If Therrell doesn't have a culture.
I felt like you was going to say that because I remember you saying that in class.
Yeah. Right. So if Therrell doesn't have a culture and a legacy, then, like, what are we holding on to? That might be the argument of the other side. And you're saying, well, if you change it afterward, it doesn't matter, only perpetuates that argument. Because it's like, there's nothing to hold on to. And I'm only saying that because... Let's turn the tables to me. And let's say they were doing this at a Benjamin Elijah Mays High School. As an alumna of Benjamin Elijah Mays High School, it would bother me. And, you know, somebody in this room who shall remain nameless call me old. And since I'm so old, it's been a long time since I've graduated from high school. I asked you because, you know, like I said, part of the other argument or... on the other side of that coin. So you guys, all three, say you would like for it to stay Therrell. Yeah. And if it is going to change, wait until you leave before it changes. Well, the argument for changing the name may be, well, Therrell doesn't have a legacy, okay? So if Therrell doesn't have a legacy and you're saying, well, you can change it when I leave, only perpetuates this idea that Therrell doesn't have a legacy. And so what I was saying was, if you turn the tables to me and my experience in the school in which I matriculated, Benjamin E. Mays High School, if you ask me, would it be a problem to change the name? I would say, you gosh darn right it would be. But there is this legacy of Mays. Even if this current student population does not have it, there is this legacy that at Mays High School, whether you were a part of, back then we had magnet academies or magnet programs, whether you were a part of the magnet program or you weren't. Right. If you were a Mays student, you were a Mays student, and there was a legacy that went with it. And there was, like, we actually have a motto. And it's kind of interesting nowadays to see if the student population at Mays knows that motto. But just to show you how deep the legacy was, there was a motto, and you can know if somebody's real Atlanta or real Mays based off of whether or not they're able to actually quote that motto. Have any of you... Do any of you have friends or family members that have graduated from Mays?
I have some friends at Mays. I had some friends that went to Mays. I have some family that went to Mays,
So,
and that probably go to Mays.
so if you ask them what the motto is, they will tell you it's a legacy to keep, an image to uphold. It goes with us wherever we go. And we're talking about since the inception of that school, which was 1981. And so that has like been a perpetual model, and it's ubiquitous, and it's everywhere you go with Mays. Now, whether the student population knows it or not, maybe, maybe not. And if they were, posed with the same questions that you have, hey, we want to change the name from Mays to whatever or whomever. Right. You would have pushback from alumna or alumni like me who say, whoa, the whippersnapper. Hold up, sugar plum. But if you don't necessarily have that here, then I can understand why, students may be like, hey, let's change it. And again, the ones who are sitting in front of me who are saying, let's not change it, but are saying, oh, but you can change it if I leave. Like, what's the difference? So it starts to sound like it's more about a comfort thing.
I was just about to say that. I think it's because of familiarity.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I mean, even then, I feel like Therrell has done a lot of great things for real. Because, like, our football team, which, man, we used to suck.
Don't forget the girls' football team.
But now, flag football is coming up.
Yes.
Exponentially, they're doing great. Football team's doing great. Basketball team. It's like our student population is making a name for Therrell right now. Like with Panther Records, we're going out podcasting different people, meeting these different people around the world, getting connections for the school, the Voices of Therrell Band. It's like we've actually started to make a name for Therrell, and now they want to change it.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever heard things that were unsavory or unkind about Therrell High School?
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
It's really this teams like football teams, the basketball team in the past. But to pick back up on what he said, it's kind of like too late. I mean, well, it would be a waste to like change the name now since we've already started to make a name for ourselves. Because it used to be where people will always have a bad opinion of Therrell, and now we can change that. And if we change the name, then we're just leaving all that behind, and it's just pointless.
Yeah, I remember like it was a reason because I asked my mother where she went to school. I was like, "Oh yeah, Mom, I'm going to your school." She was like, "Oh no, I never went to Therrell." I was like, "Huh?" I was like, what's wrong with that? She's like, oh, nah, I don't go to that ghetto place. I was like, whoa, ghetto? I was like, some of my friends go to Therrell. They're like some of the most intellectual people I know. And I was just like, yeah, I mean, it got a name to it. It really do it's got like, there's Therrell, and then there's like ghetto, like right there. It's like, yeah, Therrell, hashtag ghetto. And I'm like, I was just like, man, we really got to step up our game. Because like, it's way more schools Let me not. But I just feel like Therrell isn't the worst place to be. And people are making it seem like it is. And it's really not.
That's what I wanted to touch on, because it's really only like when we got a bad reputation because of some stuff that might happen in the news or whatever. But, like, actually going to Therrell, it's, like, maybe only 20 people throughout the entire school that make it bad. But they don't focus on none of the good we do, just always on the bad stuff because, people are naturally drawn to negative. It's just human nature.
Yeah. And very much like you said, there are things that occur at all schools.
Sometimes they don't publicize it, make it public. My bad, I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, you're good. No, you're fine. But yeah, that like good things happen here, bad things happen here. Good things happen other places, bad things happen other places. But I wanted to ask you guys that, had you heard of the negative? Because I heard how much of the positive. And I'm here with you. I can affirm and attest that there are wonderful, wonderful, great things occurring here at Therrell High School. I was just exclaiming to Mr. Davis how incredibly jealous I am of you guys and the things that you have that are being offered to you guys. And I love the fact that you guys take full advantage of everything being offered to you guys. I said, I don't know that I would have been a Spanish teacher had I had a podcasting room and garage band and a beat machine. I was like, yo, I don't even know if I would have like continued in Spanish.
I can see you in music. Yes,
Yeah, I love
Or
music.
having your own podcast show.
Quiet as kept. At one point in my education career, I did kind of tip over to see if I could get into radio broadcasting and being an on-air personality. Some things kind of happened, but I could have seen that as well. I would have loved, still would love to. But thank you, Dr. Edwards, for keeping me here.
Yeah, I could also see you like bridging that gap, like between the Black and the Hispanic community on the podcast, because you're a Spanish teacher, and you speak both of our language. So I could see you being like sort of an avatar to both sides.
Did you just say?
I did just say that, yeah, avatar. Whoa.
Did you catch that? I think he's calling me an alien.
Ain't nothing wrong with ain't nothing wrong with Avatar. You know what? Let's get off of Therrell. Let's talk about some shows.
Okay.
Movies.
Oh, we can talk about movies.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Let's start off. Favorite show, like animated show. Do you got an animated show or real?
Not anymore. I don't know if I should be ashamed to say the things that I used to love, and I watch anything in rerun and syndication because I can just watch stuff over and over and over again, especially things I love. So now I would love to say that I'm into. Is it Avatar the Airbender?
Avatar: The Last
Airbender.
Yeah.
See,
Okay.
look at that.
I just saw it on a poster somewhere. I don't really know much about it. I'm not much into anime, although that seems to be like big as well nowadays.
Is that a bad thing?
No, it's not at all. No, it's not. And I'm about to date myself. No, I'm not really. But my college roommate, believe it or not, she learned Japanese. She became a Japanese minor, but it started with her love of anime. And she learned Japanese through anime. The Japanese that she was learning on the collegiate level was just for character purposes, but as far as spoken Japanese, she learned that through watching anime. So since all three of you are my students, you can learn Spanish too. Just watch Spanish television.
The Spanish
Oh yeah,
anime.
You know I do.
Yes. The Spanish. I'm sure there are anime series dubbed in Spanish.
Oh yeah, they do.
We can always go back to the old school, Dora the Explorer.
Hello. Come on, Bob.
No, I was about to punch my screen with Dora the Explorer. Man, I'm telling you, man. Where's Swiper?
He's right there.
You just yelling at the screen.
Where is he?
As a kid, bro, I almost broke my TV, boy. I'm telling you, I couldn't stand it. My attention span was just.
It was like, okay, let's move it along, Dora.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move it along.
Let's go across this bridge.
But yeah, no, I don't really watch animated anymore. But I was huge into Simpsons, huge into Family Guy, huge into
American Dad.
not as much, but I did like Futurama-ish. But my main three, it started with The Simpsons, then it went to South Park, then it went to Family Guy, and then I ended up with a niece and nephew, and so then it started going into stuff like The Regular Show and things of that nature.
Somebody's cold.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you watch the first Citizen episode?
Yes. when the animation.
What are you trying to call her? What are you
Yeah.
trying to call her?
What another person in this room decided they wanted to call me. Yeah. No, what it was maybe I just went to YouTube because I liked The Simpsons so much. I was like, oh, let me see the first episode. No, I'm ashamed to say I remember where The Simpsons came from. They actually came from a variety show called The Tracy Ullman Show. And the sketchings were really primitive. The animation was really primitive, kind of likened it to the first episode. But I don't remember any of those times. Somebody told me about that. But no, I actually do remember the first episode.
My favorite, I don't know what topic. Are we doing cartoon?
Doing animated anything. Like,
So
Can I only pick one?
just do like one
Strictly
anime
animated.
and one cartoon, okay?
Okay. Anime is cartoon.
Whoa!
It is.
It is a cartoon.
It's Japanese
It is a
cartoon. Anime
It is a
literally
cartoon.
means
It's
cartoon.
a Japanese cartoon.
What's Japanese animation?
American cartoons and Japanese cartoons, okay? Is that simple for you?
It's really not, because like some of the cartoons, like you can't call that a cartoon. Like you're calling Jujutsu Kaisen a cartoon. Do you
It
know the
is
things they do?
technically a cartoon.
Do you
It's
know
an
the
anime.
things they do?
It is technically a cartoon.
You acting like
So there are adult cartoons because
Yeah.
I believe, like, think about Adult Swim,
Boondocks.
cartoon Boondocks. Yes, classic. Yes, I would love for them to bring back the Boondocks. I would
Hey.
definitely watch cartoons.
I thought they were
brought
going
it back.
to, but
No,
they can't.
well, they can't now.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Man.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Pops, aka Granddad.
My favorite cartoon. I'll probably have to go with Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then my favorite anime. You already know.
JJK?
No, absolutely not. I actually despise JJK.
You say Gorilla.
It's Gurren Lagann. Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
All right. So, for me, favorite cartoon, I'm going to have to go with Danny Phantom. I love Danny Phantom.
Okay.
It's a Phantom. And then my favorite anime, you already know.
No, I don't.
JJK?
No.
You know.
Berserk?
You like a show? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah. He's old.
See, like, I have an old soul,
Yeah, that show came out.
but I'm not in a
Is that why you like calling people old?
No.
Is it projection? Is that what
I
that
don't
is?
like calling people old. A lot of people call me and him old because
Because we born in
we were
2007.
born in 2007 and everybody else was born in 2008.
I mean, at least like
If I weren't 26 years old, I would say you're making me feel old. But I'm 26. Do the math.
Favorite cartoon is Courage the Cowardly Dog.
you seem like a courage type of person.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, you've seen some terrible things as a child. You've seen some terrible things as a child.
What's wrong with courage?
Man, Courage was so scary.
Yeah.
Okay. It's all good.
And favorite anime is High School of the Dead, which I know none of you have seen. Great anime.
You're a freak.
Whoa.
We're going to cut that.
Mason, you can't say that on here.
This is it. We're going to cut that.
This is
We
a
haven't seen that anime.
professional podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're weird.
Oh, this is if we have an uncut, I guess. If we have an uncut, then we keep that footage, but not for the uncut version. For the one that will air probably on somebody's Promethean or Boxlight board. I'm sure some of this will. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this will.
Some of this will. Yeah, you didn't hear him say that F word. Not that F word, but the other F word. You didn't hear that. Not at all. I want you to know.
Reason.
I want you to know that everything you guys just named went right over my head. I'm so out of touch.
Yeah. Favorite movie.
Yes, that's too hard. I can't do a favorite movie. I love movies. I'm a movie buff.
Top 5.
Oh, I can't do that either. Ask me top 5 or top 10 movies. Like
Top
ask
100.
We don't got time
We'll
for
be
that.
here. I was about to say we'll be here for
We
forever.
don't got time for that.
Asking me about top 5 and top 10, top 100 is like doing that for music. It's just too much, and I can be eclectic when it comes to my taste in movies, or I should say the arts in general, because I love all of it. I'm here for it. In my former life, I was an entertainer, and maybe in my future life.
I
Ready
feel
for my
that.
close-up, Mr. DeVille.
Because when I talk about my favorite rappers, well, not my favorite rappers, but like who I think who are the best rappers, y'all already know I think Eminem is number one. But like when it goes to top 2 to top 5, it's a mix of like Lil Wayne and all the greats. But it's like one day Lil Wayne might be top 2, next day he might be top 5. It just depends on how I feel.
Yeah,
And sometimes even with Eminem, I might replace him and be like, okay, Lil Wayne, number 1. It just depends on how I feel.
These are the debates. Now, those are the debates I like to have. Maybe if you have me on again, our next show can be about hip hop and how it has evolved, and I could talk for hours upon hours upon hours.
This is why she the best guest to have on the podcast. We could talk about anything.
Yo, I could
Not anything, but almost anything.
Almost.
anything but anime. I can listen to you talk about anime. You could teach me something for a change, but
Bench time. Bench.
Oh yeah.
but I got grades to do.
You could watch anime while you're putting in the grade.
Yeah, you just gotta watch.
Or just
dubbed.
listen to it.
You gotta watch dubbed. You're not gonna understand it. So.
I know. I have a confession I don't want to confess. I haven't finished watching Squid Game.
That's fine.
I ain't gonna lie.
I never
ain't gonna
watched
lie.
it.
I never finished it. I ain't never finished it.
I only watched the first episode.
Because I got so
I never
bored.
watched it.
I watched the first episode. It wasn't boring. I don't know how to explain it. But
It was all over YouTube, so it got overwhelming.
Clearly surrounded.
I didn't have to watch it.
crazy people.
Clearly.
Well, there's a common denominator here. So wouldn't that mean that we're the same?
We're sane and
We're the same.
You're the outlier.
I'm the same person here because I've actually seen Squid Games.
So here's the thing. My philosophy was always, those are the people you should be afraid of. The ones who think they're sane. Because most of us are all touched in some kind of way. And so, yeah, it's the people who aren't, or the same ones, who we should be afraid of.
Like, if you know you're crazy, then you're not that crazy. But the crazy people are people who don't know they're crazy, who legitimately think that they're actually normal.
Like, if they don't see the problem, that's a problem.
Exactly.
It sounds like old people talk to me.
Okay, whatever. What?
That's the second time you shot that gun, okay?
And this time, he
It's the
explicitly said,
Right. He was like, wait,
Hey, you're older than me. You're older than me.
Well, nobody needs to
I'm
know
the
that.
youngest
Yo, I
person
think
in
Uncle Sam is gonna get us because, you know how you're in the production thing and the producer. Well, no, you're not. Well, I shouldn't say the production. You know how you're the talent and the producer's like, yeah. He did that maybe 15 minutes ago. He wanted to give us 10 minutes, but
yeah.
we went off on this aberration, this little, digression. I'm all for digressing. Like I said, we could talk
For years.
Right, yeah.
I was going to say hours, but sure, years. Since I'm not that old,
I got time.
You got time.
I've got time.
Got time. We've got time.
Do we have time?
Oh, no,
Today, not today.
Here.
Yeah.
Oh, I got time today.
But no. And the beautiful thing is that you still got a little time at Therrell or whatever it may be called. And so if you do continue to do the podcast, you can have me back. I'm here.
Oh, yeah. We definitely need to have another one
You're
before
like a star
before
in
summer.
in the podcast.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I want to excel at something. If it's not teaching Spanish, I need to do something well.
You excel at that as well.
Get this man an A.
Yeah, please.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry. I tried.
I know.
Whoa.
So we don't get Uncle Sam, mad and all. Unfortunately, we have to end it here. I think we have a guest that just arrived. So,
Oh, yeah.
with that being said, Panther Records out, guys.